You're watching Drake Wing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Javier here from Drake Wing Gaming. As some of you on Twitter, the Gaming Drag today, I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Rain Check. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alright. Whispers about what? Depends on who you ask. He leans back slightly, seeming to weigh how much to reveal. I've heard some people say they were involved in the terrorist attack 4 decades ago. No proof, of course, but the timing fits just too well. Others think they're an offshoot of the Freemasons, operate in the shadows even longer than we thought. That's crazy. Not really. People make up stories when your group is secretive. I've already been hearing rumors crop up about Blackout. And what are people saying? The gator scoffs and sneers at me. Huh, why don't you tell me? Oh, right. We thought you had something to do with the production of Skeleton. Far from it. We're trying to do good, even if we have some ruthless ways of achieving that. So let me see if I have this straight. Blackout's a research company that uses dirty tactics to get what they want, but you guys are ultimately good? Huh. Guess you hit the nail on the head. Although the dirty tactics part is usually planned out by Helix. After all, he was brought in by the boss when the company was restructured. I stare at the gator's muscles and tattoos skeptically. Ha! Look all you want, but that's the truth. I mainly do the blueprints and design around here. What does Helix do? He's the chief intel, so everything else. Wait, Helix does the research too? I thought he was more operational. Even the research, son. A thought suddenly pops in my mind as I try to process what Slate has just told me. Wait, back to the architects. Why would you guys suspect they'd be the ones spying on you if there's not a lot known about them? I'd have to ask Helix, but he said something about how the cameras were all jamming and the control room suddenly detected a large burst of signals. That might have been Javier and I. The gator stares at me bewildered. Well, call me a fool, that would explain it then. That paranoid cat always worried about the architects targeting us when it was just you and your friends snooping around. But if that's true, you've caused us some setbacks with your meddling. He shrugs and relaxes his body, opposite what I expected he'd do. Though that was ultimately Helix's call to make, and I'll gladly keep this to myself as long as I get the info I need from Ark. Yeah, of course. Good, now if there's no further questions, I'm gonna... He pulls out his phone and holds up a finger, signaling me to wait. Slate speaking. Of course. He hangs up and stares at me, expressionless. Just letting you know. I just got a call about Magnus. Panic rises and my stomach lurches with anxiety. Right, how's that coming along? He suddenly smiles and nods slowly. Good, sound like they're on their way to meeting him now. I let out a large sigh of relief. Javier, I don't know how you did it, but thank God. In the meantime, I'd like to check up on that damn cat. It's been awfully quiet, and I haven't expected him to come in here by now. You don't think he's still mad at me, do you? He most certainly still is. Now sit tight, because I'm locking you in here. Bathroom's in the back if you need it. Wait! And just like that, the large gator disappears out the door in a rush, leaving me alone with my thoughts and the pounding of my heart. I take a deep breath, fighting the rising panic. Come on, Javier, please find Magnus. I need you to pull this off. I don't want to die. I tug at my collar and fidget with the bit flipper in my paw. Trying to keep still while one of the lines... Okay. I think this is Javier, actually. Okay. I tug at my collar and fidget with the bit flipper in my paw, trying to keep still while one of the lions wraps up his phone call across the lobby. The other one is closer, standing nearby, keeping a watchful eye on me. Ugh, what a mess I've got myself into. Fox. The lion calls out to me from behind, but I continue staring ahead at the one making the phone call. Yes? How do you know Magnus is here? I hesitate, carefully forming my words so as not to expose my bluff. I know. You say you know, but you weren't able to contact him earlier in the car. I don't have his contact information, but he told me he was staying here the other day. The other slightly taller lion from across the room hangs up the call and approaches over, waving me down. I've called the necessary people. I've called the necessary people. We can continue now. Lead the way to Magnus. I roll my eyes at the large buffoons and stroll over to the elevators. I don't have to wait long before one arrives, and as I step inside, I notice the lions blocking anyone else from entering, leaving just the 3 of us in the elevator. What floor? 65. My paw starts to climb up with the thought of Magnus not being there, but this is the best shot I have. He specifically brought me here that night. I'm almost certain he told me he had unfinished business to discuss. In the case he's not here, I'll need to stall, and most likely need to ask someone if they know where Magnus is. Step out. We're here. A short, ugly-looking lion tries to grab my arm, but I swat his paw away, causing the other lion to chuckle. Don't touch me, I know! Like I said on our way here, I would greatly appreciate if you two let me act autonomously. The two lions exchanged looks of annoyance before gesturing me down the hallway. Whatever you say, just get us to Magnus. You remember that you got till the end of the day. Boss's orders. Yes, I know. You two have told me this countless times already. I suggest you stop being so controlling and let me focus on finding Magnus. Or would you rather have my failure be attributed to both of you? I'm about to continue on my rant at these idiots when I spot a hefty-looking bear step out from one of the rooms in the hall. What's going on out here? Is this guy supposed to help us find Magnus? Shut your mouths and let me do the talking. I approach the fine-suited bear, carefully making sure my words only reach him. The two elder gentlemen behind me are my bodyguards. Please be careful with your words. The bear looks at us unexpectedly before regaining composure. Anyways, do you happen to know where I can find the conference suite? He examines my attire, sizes me up, then stares at the lines behind me. Conference suite? It's just down the hall, but there's no planned meetings today. But you. I don't recognize you. What's your name? Javier? I'm gonna ask to see some ID. I don't remember seeing a Javier written on the list. That's because I was brought in by Magnus the other night to legally witness the formal contract you've been a part of. Here. I'll pull up my ID and show it to the bear before putting it back. There's no point in showing you this when I doubt you'll find me on the list. I'm afraid I can't let you in then, not unless Magnus brings you along as well. Damn it, I was so close. There's a small tap on my shoulder and I turned to see one of the lions leaning over to me. Hey, I thought you said you're able to get Magnus. Yes, I will. I'm working on it. Can't you see? How can we find him if we need to go on? How can we find him if we need him to go in? Is there a problem, gentlemen? No, not at all. Guess it's time to switch to Plan B. Hopefully these idiots know how to play along. In fact, we were just... Our Fox buddy here needs to find Magnus, and you're getting in the way. Facepalm and shake my head in frustration. Please pay no attention to this man. It's his first week on the job. Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you through to leave if you're not accompanied by someone on the list. We can't just let people in as this entire floor and above are fully... Yes, I'm fully aware. Hey! It's you! That shrill voice. Can it be? There's no way he'd be here. I turn around and spot the unmistakable blue jacket and large antlers rushing down the hall straight at me. Hey! So it is you! You're that friend Mr. Gardner Theodore, the red fox with the big round glasses. Wait, don't tell me. I think I remember your name. It was Rover, right? Javier. Ah, it was so close. Now here's a face I thought I'd never want to see again. Wait, what's he doing here? Anyways. Hey, cool, I see you also have those two bodyguards with you. He suddenly takes out his camera and takes a photo of us. Excuse me? I wanted to remember this moment. Plus, your bodyguards look so cool behind you. Maybe I'll call the photograph. Two imposing lions. I didn't know you were important to have these bodyguards. Yes. My face lights up as I suddenly formulate a plan. Hopefully this works. Never mind the bodyguards. What are you doing here? Oh, me? I got bored. It's always the same people talking about the same stuff in there, so I've just been wandering around the floor. That's what I heard talking out here, so I went to check it out. Interesting. So he's also here, probably with his father. I see. But isn't the conference suite empty today? What's your dad doing here? Unless... Oh, my dad's just having his usual private meetings with his friends and staff in his room at the moment. His room? What do you mean by that? You know, about the company earnings, all the normal stuff that old people normally talk about. I wonder if I can leverage this to my advantage somehow. I was wondering if you could convince the security here to let us in. I'm right here, you know. Oh, is he giving you a hard time? The bear stammers, looking visibly embarrassed. No, I was just doing my job. This gentleman here was looking to enter, but his name isn't on the list. Oh, really? You're not on the list? No, I'm not. Can't we make an exception for Mr. Javier this one time? Well, if you know him, I suppose it's okay. Hooray! You guys can follow me. I'll take you to the conference suite. I hear the lion snicker behind me as we follow along. Well, here we are. There's nobody here but us. Strange. Your bodyguards won't be able to stay inside. It's for security reasons. But they're more than welcome to hang out outside in the lounge. Unfortunately, it's one of Dad's rules. Hey, wait, what? That wasn't part of the deal? The lion holds him back. No. Now, let's not be hasty. We managed to get inside. It's like the fox is. Not like a fox has anywhere to go. I noticed me listening and began muttering before dismissing me nonchalantly. We'll be here. Don't try to do anything funny. The bear gives us a suspicious look as he escorts the two idiots out, but I try my best to ignore it. Wow, your bodyguard sure looked tough and spooky. But not as much as the wolf that was with you before, though. What? You know, the big wolf guy with the strong muscles. I forgot their name, but he was with you and Mr. Theodore when we were at the storage room. He tries to mime someone tackling down a door, making my facepalm and shake my head. Ah, you mean Rue. Yeah, those two idiots are nothing like him. He chuckles but then scratches his head and frowns. Is there any particular reason you needed to be here, Mr. Javier? I thought maybe Mr. Theodore would have been with you. Or that you had someone waiting here for you. No, I should have been more clear earlier. I'm actually looking for someone that might be here. Really? Why didn't you mention that earlier? I love a good scavenger hunt. It was more convenient for me to omit that. I don't really understand what you mean, but if it's someone here, I might be able to help. So, who is it? I'm not sure if they're still here or not, but if you know where I can find Magnus, I came to this exact room a few nights ago with him for their business meeting. I didn't know at the time that this floor belonged to you, but that would make more sense now. Although, I didn't see your father at the meeting. I stopped talking and stared at David, who seems to be lost in thought, not paying any attention to me anymore. I'm sorry, I don't think I know any Magnus. What do they look like? They're a large Arctic fox about the size of... Oh! David's face lights up and starts waving his arms in the air. You mean Big Gus? Big Gus? Yeah, that's what I've been calling him since I was little. Excuse me? Talk about a small world. How do you know Big Gus? It's a long story. One I prefer not to delve into at the moment. No, okay, but if you're looking for him, I think he's still in the other room at the moment. My eyes widen, a mountain of pressure seems to disappear off my back. He's here? Yeah, he's one of the people that my dad wanted to talk to. They're probably still discussing business, though. I could check for you. Yes, go. This is rather urgent. Okay, wait here. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right there. Big Gus, huh? Interesting. Anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. I love you all, and I shall see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!